There we go. Okay. Hi, you guys. Okay, so this is a special edition team call. We don't normally have a team call on a Wednesday night, but when we have a special guest that's going to show up on his time, and we are just going to show up for him. And I love that you all are making it happen on this Wednesday night because there are so many things going on, I'm sure, in your house, in your background, in your life. And there's practices and there's dirty dishes in the sink, but you made this a priority. And so that is so freaking cool. You guys, tonight, I'm going to ask you to show up right now for you and do what Brendon Burchard says and be on your A game for you and your business and growing yourself tonight, because Josh Coates is going to bring it like none other. Now, if you know Josh and you've heard Josh speak before, will you please share something in the chat box that you've heard him speak? And if you're enrolled in one of his courses or one of his trainings or push groups, will you do that so he can see those of you that are already like invested in growing your business and working with him? Because I think it's really cool because we have a lot of you guys on here tonight that have heard Josh speak. You've been on his calls before, maybe his webinars before. I know a lot of you guys are in the push groups and mastermind and art of recruiting. So I think that's really cool because I totally 100% love Josh. Like Josh is, Eric and I were talking about this, like Josh is like our savior this year. He's what we needed. He's speaking truth and life into us. And what he's telling us, we already know, but he's holding us accountable to it. And that's what we needed. We need our own push coach, and that's who he is and what he's doing for us. And so, you know, take ferocious notes tonight, be open-minded, be ready to receive, but more so than that, be ready to take action on what he tells you tonight. Okay, you guys? So see the comments coming in. This is amazing. Look at all this, Josh. Like, this is so cool. Okay. So you guys, like we've got people in Art of Recruiting, the push groups, Platinum Edge, Spartan Nation Call, Push. Like look at all these people that are already investing in their business with you as their push coach. Like you guys, oh, like Erica, Josh Coates for president. I love it. Okay, you guys. All right. So Josh, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you. You are speaking to the Fit Fighter Nation tonight and Spartan Nation coaches and everybody who is ready to learn and to take this in. All right, so let's do this.
Love it. Thank you for the huge introduction. No pressure at all, Josh. Just no pressure. She didn't hype you up or anything like that. If you've never heard of me, don't know who I am, she really said I like better really deliver big tonight. So it's a good thing I brought my absolute favorite presentation with me for those of you already in my groups. Hello, hello, hello. So good to see you. I love you guys so much. I believe in you so much. And I'm so freaking excited for this year. Like if you're not in one of my training groups, I still love you. But I'm just going to go ahead and say for those of you specifically in the Push Mastermind and the Push Leader, which are ongoing groups, we are about to do crazy, crazy, crazy things with your business this year. And I'm so freaking pumped. If you're in the Art of Recruiting, I love you too, but please just come join us when the 30 days is up over in the ongoing groups, because as I mentioned, the Art of Recruiting, in 30 days, I can change your habits, but the only way to change your life is to continue your habits. 30 days doesn't really change your life. Just your habits. For everyone else, you don't know who I am. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. We're gonna just blow the freaking lids off of your business with my very favorite teaching. That some of you that already know me, maybe you've already heard this in the Push Mastermind or my podcast, but it's kind of one of those teachings that is really, really the staple of who I am and what I believe in as a push coach. So I think you're going to still get new stuff out of it. It never comes out the same way twice. But tonight we're going to talk about urgency. Urgency for your business, because urgency, oh man, is freaking magical. Urgency is the thing that makes you sweat. It's the thing that makes you okay with bleeding. It's the thing that gives you superhero freaking powers and strength. It is the thing that it really is the lifeblood of any successful business. And Jim Rohn says that without urgency, desire really is completely lost. Without urgency, there really is no desire. You see, we've got a lot of people that are in the network marketing industry that are not really in the network marketing industry. And let me explain that a little bit further. We've got a lot of people that have joined the club or as I like to call it in a joking manner, joined the cult. Okay. I got a cult too. It's called my push mastermind. It is my cult, and I'm very, very proud of my cult. Okay. So that I'm not insulting the network marketing industry. I love the word just because I think it's ridiculous. You've joined the cult. You've bought all the t-shirts, maybe even earned one or two here and there. You've gone on the cruise. You have been to Summit, to the football stadium. You've done all of the outward things that make it look like you are all in. I mean, you're here 8:08 right now, Eastern time. If you're on the East Coast, and if you're on the West Coast, it's 5:08. You literally just trying to get life situated. You're probably fixing dinner right now, as I'm talking, or maybe you were smart and Uber Eats it up tonight. But either way, you're here. But my question is, are you here? There's a really big difference. KC, all right, I love that. I'm a Jayhawker myself. I don't know if you're Kansas or Missouri side, but I grew up in Kansas. Are you really here? When you say, hey, babe, I need some quiet time. I don't know if your spouse ever gives it to you, but I need some quiet time. I got to go do some work. Rock chalk. I got to go do some work over here. I got some things that I need to do. Can you take care of the kids for an hour? Can you give me an hour of focus time? Hey, kids, can you play on the iPad for an hour? I need some focus time. Hey, kids, can you excuse me while I spend an hour locked in the bathroom or the closet because I need some focus time? And it sounds like and it looks like you're working the business because we see you showing up on Instagram every single day. We see you showing up on Facebook every day. We see you showing up in stories. We see you commenting on things. But the question is, are you actually doing the things it takes to move forward? Because from what I have found in this thing I call Josh statistics, it's basically things that I collect over time that I haven't found anyone to argue with, because I talk on enough calls with enough people that my stats, they're pretty legit. Are they 100% concrete? No, but they're pretty legit. Even on team calls, usually 80 to 90% of the people on the call are not even doing daily invites. Now, we got something a little bit different here because 20 to 30% of the calls in my Push Mastermind where I'm making you do that. But outside of the people in my training groups, the people who show up on the team call should be the cream of the crop. They should be the people that are the most committed. And even on team calls, survey after hand survey has proven to me that even on the team calls, 80 to 90% of people are not doing one of the major vital behaviors. In fact, it's such a major vital behavior that the same word is repeated 3 times because it's so important. Invite, invite, invite. Now, how in the world can you have a business without having one of the major vitals? That's kind of like saying you are alive but not having a heartbeat. Like that's one of the vitals, right? Why do they check your vitals when you go to the doctor? Because if your vitals are screwed up, none of the other stuff that you're about to tell them really matters. We need to address that first. And this is what I found in the network marketing industry is lots of people got lots of questions. Lots of people got lots of problems. But at the end of the day, if we're not doing the vitals, none of that stuff really matters. It doesn't even matter. We could sit around and talk about your avatar for the next 900 hours. And that shit wouldn't matter unless you're actually inviting people. Oh, I'm so glad that you got all of the other moms of 2 that are also dog lovers, that also drink Starbucks and go to Target every single day to follow you so that they can see your posts every single day and never join you because you never took the time to ask them. And that's super cool. You guys can sit around and you can talk about your favorite caramel macchiato with coconut milk and sugar-free syrup all day and night. But does it matter if they never join you? And so many of you are like, you know what? Like, I can't keep up because I've got 1,000 messages in my inbox. But the thing is, you haven't invited a single one of them because you're talking to every single one of them about their dog and about their kids. So your business isn't moving forward, even though you're working really hard. So on one hand, I have extreme compassion for you because I know that you're busting your tail. I know that you're working really hard. I know that honestly, you're probably overwhelmed and exhausted. But on another hand, I got to show up and challenge your perspective and help you to see that while you may be working really hard, you could actually be working a lot less hard and making a lot more money by simply doing the right things instead of 4 hours of the wrong things. In fact, at my event here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, one of my clients, Rachel Baldwin, I had her lead a power hour, and she taught people how to do the vital behaviors in about 40 minutes. In about 40 minutes. Now, of course, that's not everything that the business entails because you also have to check in on your challenge group. You also have to check in with the team. You know, there's these other kind of things that we just kind of have to do. But as far as the things that make her money, when she signed on with me as a one-on-one client at the beginning of last year, she was a 1-star diamond. She ended the year, I think, at 7-star diamond elite. Now currently makes a 6-figure business. And it takes her about 45 minutes to an hour a day to do the things that actually put the money in the bank. Now, she has other things that she has to do every day to kind of manage the operations of the business. But essentially 45 minutes a day delivers her the results that she needs to get to make 6 figures a year. And so I was actually I'm working on my next book right now. And one of the chapters I was talking about how bad I feel for people that are working so hard and not getting paid for it because they're just not doing the right stuff. So tonight I'm going to teach you how that can all change so easy. That's a bad word. Not easy. Simple. Okay? It's not going to be easy, but it will be simple. Okay? And it's this one word. I already said it, but I want you to write it in all caps. I want you to underline it 17 times. I want you to highlight it in purple, pink, red, yellow, green, any other color you have. And I want you to draw a big magical unicorn next to it. Okay? The word is urgency. The word urgency is about to change your life and your business and your family and your future forever if you will choose to live by it. See what I found? Working specifically with Beachbody coaches, I do work with some other companies, but honestly, 90% of the work that I do is with Beachbody coaches. There's this thing called Success Club 5. And this thing called Success Club 5, I have a love-hate relationship with. Now, I have a love relationship with it because I do think that if you just signed up yesterday, your goal should be to go find 3 people to help this month. And for your first 3 months, really, that's what we call success starters. But I have a hate relationship with something that we have said is essentially what it looks like to have success as a starter that we have somehow turned into our maximum instead of our minimum. And we have kind of made this culture where if you hit Success Club 5, you're a freaking rock star and you are out of this world. Oh my God. And because we've made Success Club 5 such a huge deal, 90% of you think it's a really hard thing. 90% of you that have a sales-based business think that making 3 sales in 30 days is challenging. So that means if we're doing math, and I do love math, I love numbers. That's why I collect Josh stats all the time. I love numbers so much. Okay. Simple math says that Success Club 5, which is really it's 6, okay? Helping 3 people is really Success Club 6. Okay. If you help 3 people every 30 days, that means you only made a sale every 10 days. Now, unless you are selling cars or houses, you are a very, very, very broke salesperson. Do you guys agree? Raise your hand if you can concur. Okay. Now, you might say, but we are in network marketing. The plan is not around sales, it's around recruiting. And you're absolutely right. But the problem is, if you only make 3 sales a month, how many people can you possibly be recruiting per month? Maybe 1 when you're really lucky. Let's pretend for a second that you do recruit 1 person every single month. 12 months down the road, which is why people are like, I'm going to go diamond by the end of the year, because that's what their plan is. I'm going to recruit 1 person a month. Do you know what happens when you recruit? Now, guys, I'm just being like totally real with you. I'm really, really, really glad that Aaron gave me like so much love at the beginning, because that gave me some real freedom to go like do my thing tonight, okay? Sometimes on like a first team call, I'm like, I'm not sure how much I'm really allowed to put out there, so I'm going to try to hold back a little bit, okay? Okay. You recruit 1 person a month for 12 months, okay? Now, in theory, that sounds great. Going diamond by the end of the year, which means by the end of the 2nd year, you know, maybe you help a couple of those people to also go diamond and you go premier. By the 3rd year, you go elite. Of course, if you go elite, you also have a Lamborghini and a mansion, so you're good, right? Erin's laughing because she knows that's not true. But realistically, this is what happens. The lifespan of a coach is 3 to 6 months. And the chances of a coach actually working the business, I'm not talking about saying they want to work. I'm saying them actually being the person that comes on the team call with you, them actually being the person that shows up at Summit, them actually being the person that wears the hat and wears the t-shirt. I'm not even talking about the person that goes diamond. I'm just talking about the person who claims and works the business in as much as they say, okay? About 1 out of every 10 people. 1 out of every 10. Which tells me that a year from now, okay, if the average lifespan is 3 to 6 months, at absolute best, a year from now, you have 6 people. Now, if 1 out of 10 of them is how many actually work, show up on team calls, put on the t-shirt, how successful are you? A year from now, you got 6 people. What's the 10% ratio of 6? Just move over the decimal, 1 place. It's 0.6. We're gonna have some math lessons tonight. It's 0.6. You have 0.6 business builders. Okay? And a mom, and a sister, and a brother, and however many people you had to do to make emeralds happen. But you're not moving forward. You're just not necessarily moving backwards. And that is the trick that almost every network marketer falls for, to think that they can somehow move forward just because they're not moving backwards. So most people maintain. Most people, honestly, that go diamond, they stay stuck at diamond and they go back and forth between diamond and ruby or diamond and emerald if they can't hold their emeralds in place. And that's, they spend several years doing that. I have a group full of people. It was a mastermind that I ran for a really successful coach in the company. She hired me to run a mastermind for several of her people. And we had people in the group. They've been with Beachbody 5 years, 6 years. They still make less than $1,000 a month. And they've been stuck at diamond/1 star for 5 of those years. I introduced them to my tracker. make them work the way I teach people to work. 3 months later, all of their numbers are blowing up. Their businesses are moving forward. They're making more money. Because I finally taught them this thing called urgency. Urgency says, I'm going to create a goal that's actually worth chasing, that actually makes me show up every day. Which is why on my wrist, I wear this. I don't know how well you can see it. It's kind of upside down. Well, here, it's upside down. I'm sorry. It says, let's puke together. It says, let's puke together, because when I started teaching people a couple years how to set real goals, goals that actually challenge you, goals that actually push you, hence why I call myself a push coach. People started saying things like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I said, well, let's puke together. And since I started teaching this philosophy, I've helped more people than ever before to get results. When I started telling people the truth, this is what it actually takes. I don't want you to think that you can make 3 sales a month for the next 5 years and live on a beach. That's a lie. That is a lie. Now, you can get a ball cap, a bobblehead, a tank top. You can win lots of fun prizes. But honestly, if you made more sales, you could have bought that stuff, no problem, okay? So here's what I want to challenge you with, okay? Everyone on this call that is hitting Success Club 5 or less on a monthly basis, the quickest and best way that I know how to create urgency for you is to give you a new challenge to hit Success Club every week instead of every month. And now you understand the hashtag, let's puke together, because everyone just felt it. And here's why. Because as long as your goal is Success Club 5, how many of you have goals of Success Club 5 and fall short? Raise your hand, and it's okay. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but let's just be honest. Several of you, right? Do you know why you fall short? Because we as humans never know exactly how much work it takes to hit a specific goal. We subconsciously program ourselves to do a certain amount of focus and a certain amount of work based on the goal that we put there. But as Grant Cardone says, we never count on any of the bad stuff happening along the way. We kind of imagine that everything's going to happen perfectly. So when it doesn't happen perfectly, we miss the goal. So how about this? If your goal is Success Club 5 per month, how many of you would say, Josh, from the 28th to the 31st of the month, I am way more focused than any other time of the month? Raise your hand. Yeah. You say, Josh, from the 1st to the 27th, I'm doing my thing. But the 28th to the 31st, man, I'm like, whoo, I'm trying to figure out how to make it happen. What really sucks is when I forget that it's February and there's only 28 days in the month. I just miss that altogether. I'm praying to God for more months with 31 days. So imagine if on the last 3 days of the month, you put in the kind of work that you do to try to make things happen. Imagine if the goal was Success Club 5 per week instead of per month. What would happen? Wouldn't you say that maybe I would be lazy on Sunday or Monday unless I'm in Josh's Push Mastermind where there's a call every Monday and he lights me on fire? But maybe I would be lazy on Sunday and Monday, maybe even Tuesday. But for sure, I would be showing up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, trying to make that thing happen. How many of you would agree? Now, based on what you currently perform, whether it's Success Club 5 or Success Club 4, 3, 2, unless it's 0, of course, if we quadrupled that number, how many of you can say, Josh, I would make more money, I would have more confidence, more people would be joining my team because a certain percent of challengers turn into recruits, and honestly, 6 months from now, my business could be a whole different level. Would you guys agree? Now, if you're already performing Success Club above Success Club 5, I challenge people, anything between 5 and 20, go ahead and double it. Just double whatever you're doing monthly, double that for your new monthly goal. So if you're already doing 15, let's go for 30. If you're already doing 20, let's go for 40. That forces you to do Success Club 10 a week. If you're doing anything Success Club 30 or higher, I challenge you to do times it by 1.5. If you're doing Success Club 30, let's go for 45. If you're doing 40, oh, now the math's getting a little bit tougher. Times it by 1.5 on your calculator. You all have one. It's on your phone, okay? But regardless, you've got to create a bigger number that's going to force you to work on a daily and weekly basis the way you do at the end of the month. And what you will find is that you are capable of so much more than you realized. Now, here's the challenge. One of the number one challenges when I tell people to set these bigger goals is, Josh, I don't want to fail. That's why I set small goals that feel attainable, because I don't want to fail. So what you do is you end up failing by default. By not going for what you really want, you end up getting something you never really cared about, and you fail by default. Now again, how many of you say, Josh, if I had to choose between becoming a Success Club All-Star, which means hitting Success Club 5 for 12 months in a row, and getting a nice little badge on my lanyard in Indianapolis when I go to Summit, but making about the same amount of money that I make right now, or failing at Success Club 20, 12 months in a row, but hitting somewhere between Success Club 12 and 16, and now recruiting 2 to 4 people a month, and now doubling, tripling, quadrupling your income, which PS also lands you at Success Club All-Star because you still hit Success Club 5 12 months in a row and got a badge on your lanyard. How many would say, Josh, I'd rather feel like a failure with quadruple the amount of money in my bank account and still get the badge of honor, but be a failure because I didn't hit my goal, than reach a goal that didn't really get me anything? Do you guys see what I'm saying? So here's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you the 3 steps of urgency and how it's going to change your life. Because again, if your goals are too small, you won't grow. You won't go anywhere. Imagine if Shaun T's newest program was 20 minutes long and he got on TV and he said, okay, here's what we're going to do. For 20 minutes, I want you to decide which moves you feel comfortable doing. I don't want to make this too challenging. I want to make sure that everyone can attain this. So for 20 minutes, I'm going to do my thing, but if it looks too hard, I want you to just make something up. As long as your feet move for 20 minutes, we'll call that good. Did Shaun T do that? No. Now, of course, there's always some type of, what's Tanya always doing? What's it called? Somebody help me out here. There's always an easier version, a modification. There's the word I was looking for. There's always a modification. Tanya the machine is over there doing the modification, okay? There's always a modification. But there's a really big difference between the modification, which is do this thing that challenges you until you can do this next thing. There's a really big difference between a modification and just not challenging yourself. I mean, how many of you have worked alongside Tanya and still had your butt handed to you, correct? Okay, it's still challenging. It's not like, okay, well, Tanya's just going to walk in place while we're over here doing burpees. She's just going to walk in place, we'll do burpees. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? We've got to challenge yourself. So I've got 3 specific things tonight that I want to challenge you with, okay? Number 1, urgency creates focus. Please, please, please write this down. Urgency creates focus. On day 28, 29, 30, and 31, when God really loves us, it's not that we out of nowhere learn some new skill. It's not that out of nowhere people are more open to talking. It's not like on the 28th, people are like, okay, well, I've had a really busy month, but now that it's the 28th, I'm kind of, I'm good. Let's chat. The only difference between the first 27 days and the last 3 or 4 days is your level of focus. If I challenged every single person on this call, I want you to make 5 sales before you go to bed tonight. If you make 5 sales before you go to bed tonight, I will send you a check for $1 million. Now, I want you to pretend that's the reality. It's not the reality. I'm not sending any of you $1 million, okay? But I want you to pretend that that's the reality. If that were the reality, how many of you would get off this call and go open your photo editing app and fix the pimple on your left cheek? If anyone has a pimple on their left cheek, I apologize. I wasn't looking at anybody. I'm just making stuff up. How many of you would take time to whiten your teeth on the picture and go Google motivational quotes for 30 minutes to look for something to talk about on Instagram? Would anybody do that? No. Okay, one person would do that. If you could make $1 million in the next 4 hours by making 5 sales, what would you do? Tell me in the comments. What would you do? What would you do? I'm waiting. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I was worried there for a second. There was no response. You do know what you would do, right? Okay. Invite. Correct? And what's the number one thing that Beachbody coaches don't do? Invite. So what's the number one reason people aren't even making the 3 sales a month? They don't invite. Because guess what? You don't have to. When your goal isn't big enough, you don't have to focus on doing the right things every single day, because you can find a way to just get by the skin of your teeth at the last of the month. You're not focused on building the business you want. You're just focused on hitting a minimum performance goal. The second you say, okay, I'm going to hit Success Club 5 every single week, most of you are like, dang, I'm going to have to work. You know what people tell me? First week in the Push Mastermind at the end of the week? Every single month, all the newbies come out on Friday. Oh my God, that is literally the hardest week I have ever put in my entire business. I just worked harder this week than I probably have in the last 6 months of my business. Now, I don't have people working 14-hour days. You can get through my list in about 4 hours, which in my opinion, my estimate is about what everyone spends on their business every single day, even that don't make full-time incomes, even that don't hit Success Club. They still spend 4 hours a day just doing all the wrong stuff. When you have a goal that is urgent, you have no choice but to focus on the right things. In other words, you are forcing yourself into an environment that produces results. Can you imagine a professional athlete? Anybody? Come on. Like I know he left towards the end of his career, but do we have any Peyton Manning fans from Indianapolis? Okay, good. Peyton Manning is a genius. One of the smartest. I wasn't a Colts fan or a Broncos fan, but I would watch that dude every Sunday just because I had such mad respect for watching the way he played. Loved the dude. Now, can you imagine, okay, Peyton Manning walks up to the line of scrimmage every single play and looks at the defense. What is this guy doing? He's looking at every single thing. He's calling audible back and forth. Omaha, Nebraska. Apparently he also knows all 50 states. He knows and now I want you to imagine if Peyton Manning shows up for practice on Monday, and instead of studying the defense that he's about to play, instead of working on his specific skills that he needs to show up each week instead of working on all of the I don't know if you guys know this. You probably know this if you're a big Peyton Manning fan. Looks like everyone is. The dude changes out the signals every single week so that the defense can never catch on. Now, can you imagine showing up at practice and Peyton Manning is just trying to throw the ball from one end zone to another to basically a guy that's trying to dive for Hail Marys, and he just does that for 2 hours and then goes home? Do you think that's what his practice looks like? I guarantee you Peyton Manning had a more focused routine than anyone who's ever played the game, which is how he was able to produce so much every single week. Focus. Now, here's the thing. I know nobody on here is trying to win a Super Bowl ring. I know nobody on here is trying to be the MVP of the league. But wouldn't you say if you want to grow a successful business, you should probably adopt the practices of successful people? Successful people are always very highly focused people. See, your problem is when I challenge you to hit bigger numbers, when you hear people getting celebrated for bigger numbers, the first thing your limiting beliefs try to tell you, because our limiting beliefs, they play dirty, man. They play dirty. The first thing our head says is, yeah, but I don't want to be one of those moms that's on her phone all the time. I don't want to be one of those people that like work and business just takes over my entire life. Meanwhile, sitting on the phone, scrolling the news feed with Netflix playing in the background. People who are successful are not people whose business take over their lives. They are the people who focus on getting the right things done so that they can go live their lives. Now, are there people who let their business take over their lives? Sure. Of course there are. But honestly, there are usually people who don't have kids yet. No offense if you don't have kids, but like, let's be real. You have more time that you're willing to give, right? I only have my kids 50% of the time. So today is one of the days that I don't have my kids. So absolutely, I was at the coffee shop working till 6:20 and I was having a blast because I don't got no responsibility to go home to. But on days that I have my kids, my business, it's done at 4:30 in the afternoon, and it doesn't get touched again the rest of the night. It's done. I'm not scrolling on my phone all night long because I got the right things done already, and now it's family time. Now, I know not everyone gets to do it full time, and you're trying to fit it in between, in the mom cracks and stuff like this. But here's the thing. Higher goals does not make your business take over your life. If anything, it gives you your life back because you finally focus on the right things. Make sense? Number 2, urgency breeds creativity. Urgency breeds creativity. How many of you have listened to a call, watched a call, where someone taught how to use Instagram stories, how to increase your following on Instagram, how to make a specific graphic, how to, and you're like, oh my God, that's so good. That's amazing. That's incredible. I'm going to go do that. And then you do it for like one day. But you never put in the action behind this new skill that the other person did to get it to work the way they got it to work. And the reason for that, again, is urgency. When you have urgency, here's what's going to happen. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to focus like you've never focused before. You're going to focus on doing the right things. And then something's going to happen. You're going to realize I'm doing all the right things and I'm still not hitting that goal. And I really want to hit that goal. And you start subconsciously looking for new ways to get bigger results without having to give up more of your time. You start working smarter, not harder. Now, for me personally, in year 3 of my business, after I had my first couple of $10,000 months, I realized this is awesome, but I don't want to message people and do free consultations 20 hours a week for the rest of my life. That's annoying. So I asked myself, how could I get the kind of results that I really want to get? This is still one of my affirmations, to get more return on my investment, to get the results that I want to get in the time that I'm willing to give. I'm always looking for a way to get more results without giving more of my time. So in year 3, I learned Facebook ads. And I dove in and I spent 6 months going through a specific training, watching every single module, experimenting and doing every single thing that I was told to do until it became like first grade math to me. Now I've talked to person after person after person after person that has tried to tell me that Facebook ads doesn't work, that they threw away their money and never got anything for it. And you know what I think? I think that they just didn't want it as bad as I did. They didn't have urgent enough of a goal to stick to it until it worked. Some of you, you really need to have a bigger following on Instagram. I'm sorry, but getting 30 likes per picture is not going to get you closer to your goals. You're going to have to put in some work. Okay? Business, I don't know if you know this, it's work. Like, I hope this isn't news to you, but it is work. You're going to need to grow your following. You're going to need to finally watch one of those trainings and actually go do the stuff that someone tells you to do, not for like this week, but for like this year. Nobody likes to hear that. Oh, 12 months. Oh my God. I'm supposed to do something for 12 months to see it pay off. Yeah, this is a business. You're an entrepreneur. Okay? We're not selling Girl Scout cookies, guys. We're talking about a business that has the potential to give you 6 figures. That's like, have you guys ever thought about that? You could legit be making 6 figures a year to sell shakes on Instagram. Do you realize how crazy that is? But if your goal isn't urgent enough, you won't be forced to learn the things you need to learn that it will take to get to the level that you want to go to. And to be real honest, it's not that hard. I took 45 minutes a day. I did all my other work first. And then I took 45 minutes before bed and I watched the next video. And I basically experimented with whatever he told me to experiment with for 45 minutes. Do you realize that if you were willing to put in 45 minutes into learning a new skill, 5 days a week for the next year, that one skill could double or triple or quadruple your business all by itself? 45 minutes a day. But most people don't want to spend 45 minutes a day for 12 months. What if I told you, hey, a year from now, you could pay your mortgage? For those of you that are already paying your mortgage, a year from now, you can have a full-time income. For those of you that already have a full-time income, a year from now, you could be making multi-6 figures. If you are just willing to commit to learning the next creative thing that's going to take your business to the next level. Again, you won't do that unless you have an urgent goal. Last one, number 3. And I'll let you try to get some sleep tonight. We'll see. Urgency demands ownership. Urgency demands ownership. Our biggest flaw as humans is that we judge others based on their actions. We judge ourselves based on our intentions. It's our biggest flaw. It's one of the reasons our world we live in can be very unforgiving, very negative, and very hateful, is because they think that everyone else should be as good as themselves, but they never looked in the mirror to see how flawed they are too. And that's all of us. It's all of us. But when you have a high level of urgency, you don't have time to think about, oh my God, Facebook groups. Oh, Facebook, why are you screwing up everything on me? Nobody sees anything anymore. You don't have time to worry about, well, which 30 hashtags? Apparently these 30 hashtags don't work. I got to go find a new 30 hashtags. You don't have time to worry about such and such hit Success Club 5 million this month. Apparently it doesn't work for me. Some people, all they have to do is put on their Lululemons, pop out the left butt cheek and say, looking for women only, and all of a sudden, 35,000 sales. Apparently, I'm not made out for this business because my Lululemons ain't getting me that kind of engagement. When you have urgency, you don't have time to think or worry about what is or isn't working for other people, how other people are or aren't performing, whether or not things are changing. The only thing you have time to do is get results. I don't have time to worry about, and it happens sometimes. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. I have one buddy, and he's probably the best looking dude you've ever seen in your entire life, and has like 18-inch biceps and tattoos all over the place. And he does the exact same thing I do. And I'm not even going to tell you his name because you'll all go follow him and dump me. The dude is just awesome. And his business is crushing it. Now, the crazy thing is my business is doing just as good as his. He just happens to get like 3,000 likes on every single picture he posts on Instagram. He's got 23,000 followers. I've got 19,000 followers. Okay? Our engagement should look pretty similar. He's got 2,000 likes. I've got 150 likes. Not cool. Not cool, man. Like, can you just chill out for a sec? Can you stop showing your biceps, please? Give me a chance. But here's the thing. I also have to remember he's good at what he's good at, and I'm good at what I'm good at. No one else in the world can be Josh Coates' push coach. Wouldn't you rather be the best version of yourself than a lesser version of someone else? I'm going to say that again because somebody really needs to hear that. Wouldn't you rather be the best version of yourself than a lesser version of someone else? For most of you, the person that you're comparing yourself to the most isn't even someone you actually want to be like. Like, I love my buddy. He's a great guy. But just to be perfectly honest, I think sometimes his posts are a little pretentious and douchey. I love him. He's a great guy, and I think he's doing really good things. But honestly, I read some of his stuff, and I'm like, that's the most pretentious thing I've ever read in my life, bro. Like, why do you have to use 45 20-syllable words to get your point? Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So why would I compare myself to someone I don't want to be like? I love being me so much. I really, really do. Most of the people you're comparing yourself to that you're using as an excuse for why you can't succeed, number one, are people you don't really want to be like. And number two, are people that have things you don't even really care about. Well, I mean, I see her in her backyard pool swimming with dolphins. Apparently they own dolphins now. And you don't even want a pool with dolphins. So why the F do you care? Who cares? Do your thing. Become the person that you want to become. You can't do that without urgency, because nothing else will make you take ownership. Urgency makes you take ownership for what you are responsible for. I want you to pretend for a second that you left your kids, if you don't have kids, your pets or your loved ones. Think of someone in your life that you really, really care about. You left them at home. You went out to the grocery store, and on your way home, you see that smoke is coming up from your neighborhood. And as you get to your neighborhood, you realize the smoke's coming from your street. And as you get to your street, you realize the smoke's coming from your house. Your house is on fire. For all you know, the loved ones are inside. You drive up that street as fast as you can. You jump up the curb and park on the grass. You jump out and you run to the door. But somewhere in between the car and the house, your keys flew out. And you have no idea where they are. and the house is on fire. You ain't got time to go looking for keys. You don't know where they are. You're digging through your purse. You're looking in your pockets. It's not still in the ignition. You don't know what to do. How many of you, if your loved ones are in the side, how many of you are kicking down that door, punching through a window, running through a brick wall, going Santa Claus style down the chimney? You are doing whatever you must do to get inside. Now, let's change the story. Let's take away the loved ones and let's take away the fire. You come home from the grocery store, can't find your keys, you're locked out of the house. Is anybody kicking down a door? Is anybody punching through a window, going down the chimney? No. What do? Probably go sit in your car, call a locksmith, and play on your phone until they show up. Correct? Now, here's what's sad to me, and here's why I do what I do. Because when you find the thing that breaks your heart, it's no longer a job, a business, or a career. It's a calling. It's a conviction. The reason I do what I do is because it breaks my heart to see so many houses on fire with the loved ones inside and mommies and daddies who claim they need this business to put out the fire, who are sitting in their car, calling a locksmith and playing on their phone. We have people that are literally holding the power to kick down the door, to punch through the window, to run through the drywall, who are instead sitting in the car, playing on their phone, waiting for someone else to come unlock the door. I'd be more successful if you just checked in on me more than once an hour. I mean, I could really use a good pat on the back every 30 seconds if you could just do that for me. I could be more successful if I just knew how to invite. Who the hell knows how to invite? Nobody knows how to invite. We make that crap up. I built my business to $10,000 a month sending up one stupid message that I made up that honestly I would, at this point in my business, never, ever, ever reuse. But I just sent it to enough people that somebody responded, somebody signed up with me, and that's the thing. I didn't have anybody to teach me how to use social media. I was the first person that I know of on the John Maxwell team that ever used social media to build a successful business. No one on the John Maxwell team had ever done a virtual training group. When my business took off, I had to stop going to the John Maxwell trainings because people literally hunted me down while I was eating dinner to ask me questions about how I figured out how to use social media and how I did so you get people on a Zoom call, a Zoom call, Josh, and then how do you introduce it? I mean, like, what do you say on your website? I mean, what do you people just would ask me millions of stupid, ridiculous questions because they weren't willing to kick down the door. See, I was willing to kick down the door. I didn't really need instructions. I need somebody to really tell me what that looked like, or how big of a boot that I needed, or if does it need a finger width in between the toe and the end of the boot for the boot to work when you kick the door? Is there a certain kind of heel that works better? Like, do you want some cheaper boots so that you can replace them easily afterwards, or will more expensive boots hold up? I don't really know. I just know that if I kick hard enough, I will knock down that door because there are people on the other side that need me. And the thing that breaks my heart more than anything else is to see an industry full of people that have more training resources than I've ever seen in my entire life, who instead of kicking the door are in their car Googling what to say next. You don't need to know what to say. Nobody does. All the stuff that we tell you to say, I'm just going to be real honest, we made it up. We made it up to give you something to have some confidence in saying. There's no magical thing. People are like, will you look over my scripts and see if these are good? I'm like, I don't freaking care. I just hit my guitar amp with my pen. I don't care if what you're saying is any good. The question is, do you care enough about the human on the other side of the message to send something to get their attention, to get them to join you? Because number one, your house is on fire and your kids are inside. And number two, millions of other people are out there and their houses are on fire and their kids are inside, and they need someone to show up and tell them that they have a boot to kick the door with too. But they don't know that unless you tell them. As we're sitting here tonight, there are millions of people around the world stuck in your before picture. They're stuck. They've joined the gym 1,000 times. They don't even remember which ones they're still paying for. They've signed up for 1,000 different nutrition plans, and they probably have a closet full of supplements that all say lots of protein. They don't know. They don't know any better. They think if it says lots of protein on it, it automatically means healthy, and apparently you're supposed to lose weight. They don't know. And you're sitting around worried about whether or not this person is going to respond to the exact verbiage that you use. Worried about whether or not this person is going to think that, well, they're just going to think that I only messaged them to try to sell to them. Well, that is the only reason you messaged them. So why don't you just go ahead and find out if they're actually interested? Because honestly, nobody cares about your dogs and kids that much to talk to you for the next 7 years about. Why don't we just find out if they actually want help with their life? Because last time I checked, most of you don't really want more friends. Most of you on this call, you don't want 100 more friends. You don't. You're only sending messages because we made you so that you can hopefully make some sales and grow a tribe. Now, you do want a tribe, but you don't want 100 friends for nothing, right? So can we just, for a second, stop pretending that we want 100 friends and just say, do you actually want to change your life? And if you don't, that's okay. I wasn't looking for a new friend anyways. Please stop messaging me. I have other people I need to talk to. Like, can we just be honest about what it is and what it isn't? Let's just be real. We love people. Doesn't mean we want 1,000 friends. We don't. Do I actually want 19,000 people saying hi to me every single day? No. I want 19 Instagram followers so that some of them will sign up for my training group and I can teach them how to change their life. Correct? Okay, I mean, call me on BS if I'm incorrect about any of this. So my question for you tonight is, yeah, this whole puke goal thing is scary. It is. I get it. I've been there before. I'm still setting puke goals, but I remember the first time I did it. I wrote a big 10 at the top right corner of my calendar. Said I'm going to try to sign 10 new clients this month. Do you know how many I had at the time? 2. Now imagine being an Emerald coach, 2 coaches under you, and making a goal to sign 10 new coaches this month. That's the kind of puke goal I set in my second year of business, and that's why my second year my business took off. That's how I made $48,000 part-time my second year after making $500 my first year. That's quite the growth. $500 in a year to $48,000 in a year to over $400,000 my third year by setting puke goals that forced me to have to do the right things. Because why? Because my family deserved my best. So my question for you is, does your family deserve your best? Do they? And are you willing to show up and grow into that and give them that? If so, let's do it. Let's do it. If you need help, say, Josh, I need more belief. I need more accountability. I need someone to punch me in the face once a week and make me. That's what the Push Mastermind is all about. In the Push Mastermind, I put you on a daily tracker that tells you exactly what to do every single day, right? The guesswork's gone, okay? I'm just going to tell you exactly what activities you have to do every single day. And every single Monday, if you have fallen below 70% of your activities that you were supposed to do, you get called out in a post. We say, hey, we noticed you fell below 70%. Now let's cheer them on, but you've got 48 hours to catch up. And if you don't catch up in 48 hours, you get removed from the group for the month. Now, by doing this, we have 96% of people actually doing their activities and living up to the 70% or more. Because the people that get called out on Monday, they go to work Monday night to catch up so that they don't lose their spot. That's the number one value of the group as far as what it makes you to do. But we also have a weekly call every single Monday where I bring the same level of energy that I brought tonight every single Monday. I teach on belief and consistency because I know the number one reason you're not showing up and doing the right things is because you have a problem with your belief in yourself. Even if you love the products, even if you love the company, you're not sold on yourself. And so every Monday, I'm going to take time to help you, to sell you on you so that you can show up for your business with the right level of belief and confidence. Because belief drives behavior. If we only address the behavior but not the belief, you will still fail. We have to change the beliefs if we want to change the behaviors. And then on top of that, we have accountability posts in the group every single day to help kind of create some community so you can share ideas with each other. We have like a review every Sunday to make you kind of review what you've learned throughout the week. And then we also run a recruiting challenge because I know nobody out there is recruiting coaches. I'm changing that. I'm changing it. So every single day we have a ring the bell challenge where we basically say, hey, it's time to ring the bell. Comment below if you either recruited someone today or if you got a no today. So we're taking time to celebrate people for putting in the action, even if they're not already getting the results, because we know that results don't show up immediately. So we want to celebrate you for putting in the right actions, even if it didn't bring results. We have got people going absolutely bananas, growing their numbers and growing their recruits because of us just taking time to recognize it and reward it. So if you're interested in that group, I have a special deal for you guys tonight. We held off on we stopped advertising our coupon code, but I kept it active for you guys tonight because I knew I was coming on this team call and I wanted you guys to get to participate in the coupon code. So the coupon code is from my webinar. I also used it at Super Saturday. Lets you get 50% off the Push Mastermind. So it's usually $249 a month, okay? With the coupon code, it's actually only going to be $125 for your first month, okay? Or we have a 6-month package that is $1,200, which is basically $200 a month. It's $50 off. If you pay for the 6-month package up front with the 50% off coupon, it's $600. A group that's normally $250 a month is now $100 a month. So I'm going to throw the same challenge at you that I threw at my webinar. If I told you right now, how many of you believe that if you put in the right kind of work with the right focus, doing the right activities for 6 months straight, how many of you feel like your business would grow to a whole new level if you did it for 6 months straight? I think everyone believes that. I think everyone believes in their heart that, yeah, if I did do the right actions for 6 months, I can't get myself to actually do the right actions for 6 months. But if I could, I know my business would grow. So let me ask you this. If I said right now that I could literally hand you the results that you want to have 6 months from now, if I could just give them to you, just reach out, here you go. All you had to do was pay $600. every single person on this call would find a way to pay for it. If you could be guaranteed to get the results you want 6 months from now without having to do any of the work, you would find a way. You would go digging in couch cushions. You would swipe credit cards. You would sell Lululemons out of your closet. But when I say that there's the 6 months of actually working attached to it, all of a sudden people are like, I can't afford that. I don't have money for that. Is it that you can't afford it, don't have the money for it, or is it you don't want to do the work it takes? Because I can promise you, if I could hand it to you without the work that's involved, every single person on this call would swipe their credit card or find something to do. And I'm not encouraging credit card debt. I'm just trying to make a point. So if you're interested, if you want to change your life, I'm telling you, I've never said it with so much confidence. The Push Mastermind is the place to be. We revamped the entire group to include more engagement, to include more community, to include more access. It literally is twice the value that we were even offering last year, but we haven't changed the price. Okay, so if you want to sign up, you can go to, I'll give you the website right here, joshcoates.com. Whoops, that went to Amanda privately because she sent me a private message probably on accident earlier. I need to go to everyone. joshcoates.com, and you can use coupon code Let's Puke in 19. So, okay. If you have any questions about it, you can always email me through the website, or you can shoot me a PM over on Facebook or a DM over on Instagram, wherever you like to communicate. You can hit me up. Okay. Aaron, one last thing. Can we do, I was going to do this at the beginning and I forgot. Can we do a fun giveaway as well? Okay.
Of course.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tag me in your stories over on Instagram. I'm Josh Coates _push coach. I want you to tag me in your stories with your favorite takeaway from tonight. Okay. And say something about what you're about to do to change in your business. Okay. Tag me. Okay. And what we're going to do, I usually give away a free training group, but because there's so many people on this call that are already in my training group, we're just going to give away $100. Okay. Tag me in your stories. Okay. Josh Coates _push coach. One of your biggest takeaways from tonight. Okay. And we're going to pick somebody from tonight. Recording's going to get posted tonight, so probably people watch tomorrow. So we'll pick someone tomorrow night. Can you message me tomorrow night, Aaron? And we'll pick somebody to win $100. Okay. Sound good? Does everybody like $100? I like $100 too. So I figured you would like $100. Okay. You can use it on whatever you want. You can go buy yourself some new Lululemons and work on the left butt cheek on Instagram. I'm so glad you already at least know me, Aaron, because some of the stuff I say is just ridiculous.
I know you make fun of us, but we love you for it. Seriously, who else can do that, right?
Only me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I am totally obsessed with the house on fire analogy. Thank you so much for that visual. Because right now we're not going to decompress this call. Josh has to move on. We all have to move on, but I just have to you guys, some of you right now, you have the power in your hands right now to put out the fire in your life, in your family, in your finances, in your own health. And for whatever reason, we're getting in our own freaking way. And on the other side of that fire, somebody else's house is on fire. I'm obsessed with that right now. That is going to catapult me out of bed tomorrow and every day this week, because I'm going to think about all the people that are following me on Instagram or whatever, and their houses are on freaking fire. Their lives are on fire. And we have a solution that is so simple that they can do on their own time, that they can be part of this and put out the fire. So I don't know what's holding anybody back right now at this point in time. Seriously fired up. I don't know. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and just take it over, right? Let's do this. Okay. So thank you.
Should we, Aaron, on my webinar, I gave away my favorite training resource, which is a self-journal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should do the same thing tonight. This is going to be my new fun thing to do, is give away self-journals, because these are life-changing. I love them so much. So how about anyone who signs up tonight with the pay upfront option, I'm going to send you a self-journal.
Perfect.
These are $40. You set your goals at the beginning, and it's got a daily. Oh, there we go, Erica. That's what I'm talking about. Basically, it makes you every single day go through and plan out. I opened to a blank page. Plan out your day, write down your goals, write down things that you're grateful for, your main targets. It's essentially my life coaching. Oh, okay, good, Heather. It's my life coaching in a book. It's amazing. It's a $40. It's like, a little expensive for a journal, but it's a 3-month journal. It's called Self Journal from Best Self Company, okay? Anyone who signs up tonight with the upfront package, we'll send you one of those for free.
Awesome. Josh really is extremely generous. Like, you guys, you're going to get so much value from everything. It's incredible. Thank you.
It's fun. Being generous is fun.
It is. Yeah. When you give without expecting anything in return, you will always receive.
Totally.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Anything else, Josh?
I'm good if you're good.
Good. Yeah, totally good. Thank you so much for being here tonight and giving us your time and energy. We are more than appreciative. So thank you. Thank you. You guys have a great night. I'll post this tonight. Okay. See you later.